Take two.
Hello.
I just thought I saw a couple people join, but like right as I was like turning it off. Whoops. We're back. We'll wait a couple minutes and see if anybody hops on here.
Hello.
It's a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming to you live from outside.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out.
It's amazing. I love this weather.
Mm-hmm.
I just want it to be this weather every day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like fall though. Fall is nice.
I don't know. I like this weather better.
I like the warm better too, but it is fun enough. I like to be cozy inside my house in the fall for like about 2 or 3 days, and then I'll take this back. You know, because sometimes you feel a little guilty if you have to spend the day inside, you know, doing laundry or whatever, you know,
when it's nice
working
like
or
this,
something
yes.
when it's nice out. You just feel like, you know, you just need to be out here. Good morning, Pam.
Oh my gosh.
Jake, do you owe me a soda?
I hear that all the time.
I know.
So annoying.
Silly kids.
Those boys.
Well, I guess before we start taking any questions, we can talk a little bit about us and
Yes, let's talk about us.
let's talk
Our
about
favorite
us.
people.
Kelly and I are best friends. We have been friends for
What do you want to
I
say?
don't
Like
know.
12 years?
12 years, I think.
We've been friends 12
And
years.
we've only gotten closer over
12,
the 12
13
years,
years, yeah.
especially since starting Lularoe, because we're together almost every day.
Yes.
But-
We've probably grown closer.
The more kids that we had,
yeah, the
when
more
it got a
kids.
little less busy with because when Lincoln and Wes and Jer were little,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy. We didn't,
sheer craziness.
yeah. When they got bigger, it was easier, like to hang out.
We
but
went to Disney. We've gone to Disney a couple
we did.
times.
Super fun. We do love to vacation.
Yeah,
Our families
together, yeah.
like hang out all the time too. Even before this, our
Right.
kids are around like the same age, and except for when she has now had another one, and I can't have any more kids. So yeah, we just enjoy being together, and you know,
Yeah, it helps when our husbands like get along.
Yeah, they're like
together,
best friends.
They're best friends.
yeah,
And it just helps when
It's like-
everybody gets along and
yes,
likes to hang out, and it's not just her and I, and everybody's like along for the ride.
right, yeah. We all like love being together. We just
Yeah.
have the best time. So
That's like part of why we're doing Lularoe,
yep.
is just because of our friendship and our families.
It doesn't feel as much.
No,
I don't think like
work. No.
because we're just kind of hanging out all the time.
Yeah.
And meeting some amazing people and
Right.
doing something that we love, which is fashion.
Mm-hmm. And we've
Um,
grown closer to other women that, you know, have kind of been like our acquaintance or our friends, kind of, and then this has kind of helped us like grow closer to them
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, make more of a connection.
I know that's
You
been
know.
fun to meet different people, and
Right.
you know, and of course, like especially people that watch our lives, they feel like they know us. You know, so it's kind of fun. But
Right. You know, Crystal's friend that she met on the Disney cruise sent her like a video and was like, when Kelly sees this, she's gonna scream. I've never even met this lady, and of course when I watch the video I scream, like she feels like she knows me so
yeah.
well.
Danielle, yeah.
And yeah, so it's just really cool to kind of connect with other people. It's awesome,
Yeah.
you know, through this business that we have.
Yeah, it's been better than I thought, I guess, than I expected. It's been
Right.
really fun.
I mean, it's been a lot of hard work. You know,
Yes, it is a lot of hard work. You get out what you put in. But,
right. But
you know, Kelly is a nurse, aside from this, and she's always been super fashionable from a young age. You love fashion.
what was that? Was that a
It's
bee?
ju- it's
Oh my
just a
gosh!
fly.
Oh, a bird! Oh my gosh!
But you love fashion.
Yes.
And you've always had like such cute clothes. She loves shopping.
I do love
and-
shopping.
Yeah. And I
I've trained my children to shop from a young
Yeah.
age. Crystal is not.
no, I didn't. It was too stressful for me. She's a lot more laid back than I am. I get stressed out a lot easier, which is why, you know, we're good for each other. We balance each other out. But and I'm a hairdresser. Apart from this, so I've always loved fashion and always loved like helping women feel like beautiful. Like when your hair is good, you feel good. You know, when your clothes
True.
are good and you feel good and confident in your clothes, like you feel better and you're happier. And so yeah, that's another, you know, another part of why we do this. I love watching people try stuff on and feel good and pretty or sexy or, you know, whatever. We should all feel that way all the time, every day.
Yes, and you know, it is kind of nice to feel this way, you know, after, you know, you've had, even if you haven't had any kids, but anything that you've gone through, any sort of struggles, you know, and, you know, you're self-conscious or whatever. It is nice that these clothes are modest, but yet you look great in them. You know, it's not like you have to show a lot of skin to look really great in the clothes. And, you know, like she said, since I'm a nurse, you know, my whole career is about helping people, getting them well, you know, and so.
We just love people.
Right. We do.
Yeah, we do.
Most times.
So. Well, that's kind of I guess we should talk about why we started this, too. First of all, like, I feel like when it was first around, I was like, what is this? You know, I'm invited to these different parties online. You know, what's going on? And so I think I ordered a pair of leggings, a pair of black leggings. That was my first thing I ever got, was a pair of black leggings from some party that I don't even really know the girl very well, and it was an online thing. And I was like, oh, these are nice, you know, they feel nice. And I'm like, I want to try on everything else, you know, to see kind of how it feels, because sometimes ordering stuff online, I like to try it and touch it and feel it. You know, once you know your size and stuff, it makes it easier. But, so I had a party, and the clothes were just really nice. I feel like they were, like, I usually go, you know, to Kohl's or whatever. It was off the rack kind of shopper. Where's the sale rack, you know? And I'd end up buying new clothes a lot because my stuff would wear out, because I didn't want to pay $35 for a shirt or whatever. But then I just found that the clothes really hold up. Washing after washing. I mean, some of my leggings that I've had since the beginning, I've worn dozens of times.
Right, because I remember like the first couple pair. Like,
yeah, and they still hold up nice, as well as the shirts and everything. I wear the classic tee is my favorite shirt, which I'm on right now. And I wash through those things, and they still look the same. And so I was like, I really believe in, you know, the clothes. We really believe in the quality of them, and that they are worth, you know, what you pay for them. So, anyhow, what else?
Yeah, you had your party, and
then my party, and I'm like, we sold like 40 items at my party, and I'm like, what, you know? And so I just started thinking, like, we could do this. And then she had her party and sold another 20-30 items here at her house, and I was just kind of like, we could do a really good job at this, and we liked it, so we just started asking the people that hosted the party for us, and then we joined. And here we are.
What are we at? 8 months?
I think we're at 8 months. Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love it. We like doing something together.
Right.
We wanted to make some extra money for our families. We love traveling.
Not gonna be a nurse. She
No.
wasn't going to be a nurse. She wasn't going to join me doing that.
My husband works a lot, he works a lot of hours, as well as her husband. And so we love having, like, time with our family.
Yes.
And I don't know about, for me, like, it's hard sometimes at home. I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. You know, so when I go on vacation or get away with my family, we, like, really connect. So this kind of started up out us having some money for our family to spend more time together. You know, doing some vacations. So that was part of it. Part of it, saving for some college money.
Yeah, invest in our kids.
Doing something that we love.
That's our legacy.
Right. You know. Exactly. You know. And all mine are in school now, so I need something else to do. Right. So, you know, so
I don't really need anything more to do.
No.
But
I'm trying to get her to quit her job. You know, we're getting there. Or go down to like one day a week.
One day.
So we could put in full
That's
time.
what I'm working this week.
I know,
it's
nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
So we will take some questions.
If anybody
has any questions about Lularoe,
Right.
Fun fact, Lularoe, the owner, she named it after her 3 oldest granddaughters, who is Lucy, Lola, and Monroe. So that's why it's called Lularoe.
Yes.
All the clothes are named after a family member, a daughter, a grandkid, son-in-law, or whatever.
It seems to be quite the family affair with them. Like, family is important to them. And
Yes. We love family. Which I love that, because we're totally all about family, so.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's piping in with a question, so I just went ahead and made my own questions, because I know that there was a couple people that wanted to watch this that couldn't get on at the time. So
Yeah.
Most people, like, the first question you would have is like, what is the upfront cost? You know, I hear it's expensive. What is the upfront cost?
But then you know that you're, like, people that get into it are kind of serious about it because of the money. You know, there are other companies that are great too, because, you know, we've had other parties with other, and it's just not as expensive to get into it.
Because they don't buy up their
because you don't
inventory.
Have to, yeah.
So basically, like, yeah,
doing.
The first package is 5,000, second is 6,600, and the third is 9,000. You can kind of choose what you want. I think we chose a lower package, and then you can go in and order right away.
Right.
But you just pay wholesale for all your inventory. I think you get it for even less, like on your initial inventory. So that was my first question, you know, and just depending on how fancy you want to be, how much you want to order, how much you want to have. And my second question, like, was, okay, well, what if this doesn't work out? I don't want to be out, you know, $5,000 to $9,000 or whatever, because you do have to spend about, I don't know, $500 to $1,000 on, you know, your hangers and your bins and racks and things like that.
And yeah.
So I was like, well, what if I this doesn't work out, you know, because you just think that's a lot of money to spend. And I mean, you want it to work out. Well, Lularoe will buy back 100% of your inventory. So, like, there is no loss.
Right.
You know, when you join other companies, whether you spend $100 or $30 or whatever to get into it, you lose that. You don't get that back.
Mm-mm.
Whether, you know, I know some of them can be like a large buy-in and whatever, and yeah, a lot of times you get product and stuff with it, but yeah, so that is like a huge piece, I think,
right,
because when we joined, I think they weren't even buying back 100%, but they just changed it.
They were charging like a fee to restock.
But now they're not restocking any of the inventory. If you ship back your inventory, it's not recirculating. Or whatever, so
because they're
taking
buying it back. Those and like donating.
I think they donate it. Yep.
Yeah, so it's not like recircling back to go to other consultants. That's what they told us.
And another question I would say would be like, how do I become a consultant?
Right.
And you wanna make sure you pick a good sponsor. I think that's really really important. You want to pick somebody that's, you know, successful and that's going to help you, that wants to help you. And from the beginning, we've, you know, wanted a team. Now we're 8 months in. I feel like we've learned a ton and we're able to help.
We kind of know a little bit what we're doing.
Right. Yes.
Just a little bit.
And sometimes sponsors, they just get busy and, you know, they might have another job or, you know, something going on. You just want to make sure that you pick somebody that is there for you and wants to help you succeed, which, you know,
that is able to give you like the tools, and because, you know, there is a lot of information out there, but sometimes, you know, just reading it and then doing it is a little different than like talking to somebody who's gone through it and has done it or has their own little pointers. It's always, I feel like that we've reached out to not just our sponsors but other people and other people who aren't even on our team.
Plus, we've been adopted on different teams to help, and we've gone on. For me, I'm like, okay, I need to find these different people who's doing this and who's doing what, that they're selling this much. And sometimes they get back with me, sometimes they don't, and I'll just message them and be like, you know, what is it you're doing? How did you do this? Or whatever, because, you know, to be successful, you have to reach out to those kind of people and, learn from them and take their tools. So, let's see. how much can you make selling Lularoe? And for us, like, I think you really get out what you put in. I would say it's much easier to have a partnership
Right.
to do it. It's really busy, but if you wanted to do it on a more part-time, it's feasible to do yourself. I mean, for us, we want to do really well because we're splitting the money. Obviously, we're not, one person getting
Right.
all of the money. But we put in a lot of time to it because we want it to grow and succeed.
Right.
So in the beginning, especially, you put in a lot of work.
Yes.
I feel like we're to a good point now where we kind of have a system. We know what we're doing. It takes time to get there.
It still is taking a decent amount of time, but like not as like it was a little grueling at the beginning. It was like a lot of time.
And it was just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and to keep consistency so people know, oh, Crystal and Kelly live on every Monday night, or their album sale is here. And we've tried really hard, even on vacation. We didn't miss a live sale. We took some stuff with us and, did a live sale for vacation. So we try to stay really consistent.
Yes. We want to be, like, innovative. We want to make sure that we're, keeping everyberry's kind of attention. We don't want it to get stale.
No. We try and change stuff up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was I going to say?
Right. Usually we try to do our live sales every week, album sale every week, and we try to do like in homes, like 1 to 2
days, and because
1 to 2 days a week, and
we're here, we double it up and have them at the house. But some people have to travel, and that's fine too.
Right.
We decided in the beginning that we wanted to reinvest everything, and we did that for, I would say, 6 months. We just reinvested and built our inventory and added new stuff.
Right.
So we did not take a profit right away. It's taken months to get there, but that was like our choice. You can get a profit. I mean, if that's your choice, you just want to sell what you have and keep pieces. The more you have, the more you sell. So we were like, okay, well, let's build. And we are up to around 2,000 pieces, I think, something like that. And we carry almost every single style at this point, besides a few. So, but that, that's a decision you kind of have to, make for yourself, what you want to do with that. But that was our choice. I don't think it's too hard if you have like a 1,000-piece inventory. I don't think it's too hard, like, if you keep consistent with your different sales during the weeks to sell $10,000 a month in inventory.
Right.
And just to give you an idea, like if you have a party, on average our parties sell about 20 items. Sometimes more, sometimes less, it depends.
Yeah, 20 to 30 items.
Which your profit would be around $15 per item. When you add that all up or whatever. So, I mean, there's a good profit to be made. You have to pay your own taxes. You have to keep track of all that and pay your own taxes and whatnot.
Yeah, on your profit. But that Lularoe takes care of all the sales tax.
They do. They take care of the sales tax.
But
yep. How fast can I earn my money back? I would say, depending on what you want to do, 2 to 5 months. I would say, depending on what
yeah,
how much you want to reinvest, and if you want to add new styles, because your initial inventory doesn't include every style or whatever. So,
and it doesn't include all the sizes either.
Right. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and pipe in some questions. I just wrote down questions that I thought people might that I had anyways, like in the beginning. I'm like, what did I have like that I wanted to know? I hear a lot of people say, is Lularoe a fad? And I don't think so. They've been around since 2014. And they've gone up, I had it written down on my phone somewhere, they've gone up in their sales like significantly, like each year, starting at like 7 million up to 116 million, just changing each year. So we still run into people around here where I feel like there's a few consultants
Right.
that still don't even know about it. I guess
Right.
maybe they don't have Facebook.
I know.
But yeah, like there's still so many people that don't know, which is crazy. And I feel like their head designer, his name is Patrick, and he was the head of anthropology. Well, I've never heard of that before. And when I looked it up, it's like really expensive clothing. So that's probably why I never heard of it before. Because it's like, you know, $100 for a shirt or something. But he was a head designer there, and then he took over at Lularoe. And I mean, I feel like they're on the front end of fashion. You know, we'll have like a certain style, and then you'll see it like the next season, you know, on the runway, and we like had it first.
Right. Gretchen asked, how long are you in the queue?
I think it's 4 to 6 weeks, right? Still, it was 4 to 6 weeks when we onboarded.
Yeah,
I want to say it's
I
still.
thought it was 8 weeks for us.
It was crazy when we joined, though. I
Right.
think it's back to 4 to 6 weeks right now.
Right.
Can I have a popsicle, please?
Sure.
Yeah. So yes, 4 to
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah, I know that they've gotten a little bit quicker. It was kind of a little bit crazy. They were having things be on hold, and then,
Right.
but they're kind of back up into now, like 4 to 6 weeks. in the
Also, I feel like online shopping, like I think people like to go and like try the stuff on initially, but we have like so many local people and, you know, people from all over that shop online when we do our live sales. I mean,
Right.
we've sold anywhere from like $300 on a live sale up to like $1,500 to $1,700 in an hour on a live sale. And the
Right.
people are from all over the United States, but even a lot of local people. I think people nowadays just have a hard time sometimes, you know, cutting out the time, and it's easier to do it online. But to give you an idea of like some
like
stores
Amazon
that
is killing it lately.
right, I know, and all these different stores are closing. Macy's closed 15% of their stores last year. Sears closed 42%, or 42 stores. Kmart closed 108 of their stores. Limited closed like 250, and like so on. Like the list could go on with these different places that are closing. We have another question?
Do you still have pieces from your initial inventory, and how do you get rid of them?
We do still have
We
pieces from,
a few.
but they still.
You
we
would
don't
be
have.
so surprised, Susan. You would be so surprised.
Somehow they go. I
There'd
don't
be
know.
some, like we have some like amazing pieces that I still would want to keep, that I would want to wear,
Yeah,
that we still
that haven't been sold.
and we've sold things
The birds on them.
that have,
Things with birds.
that have birds on them, or like the other day we had an in-home, like we took all of our stuff to some lady's house.
We sold
And
so much of our initial
yes,
stuff. Our older
and
stuff.
she took a skirt that was from our initial inventory as her free item, and we were like, "Oh, great,
Okay.
yeah." You know, I mean, it's all cute.
Also, we have set up a couple times, actually more than a couple times, with other local consultants
Yes.
to trade and freshen up our inventory. We do sell through a lot, so we're
Yes.
constantly like reordering. So we go through our stuff.
Yeah,
I feel
we're
like
not
a lot.
always selling. We're not always selling all the new stuff all
Because
the
I
time.
like asked, there was
I
a
know.
girl last week, and she comes all the time, and we've had this dress, and she
Coco.
Shush
Coco.
it. And she bought this dress.
The cat
I'm
dog.
like, you have been here
Coco.
with this dress at least 5 times that I know of. And she's like, I never even noticed it. She didn't even notice the dress, and she bought it, and she loved it. And so sometimes, you know, people that come over see it again for, you know, or haven't even seen it, because I often ask people too, you know, because we have people that continually come to open houses and shop, and I'm like, do you feel like you're seeing new stuff, or
you're-
that it's old? And they're like,
or
I feel
always
like you
seeing
always
old.
have new stuff.
Yeah,
And
'cause
we get that all the time.
yes,
You know?
and yeah, like, and I think part of it, Susan, is like we've added like a lot of new styles.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you're not always, you know, like some of our customers are always looking for something specific or a specific style,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't always see,
Right.
you know, like our Irmas or whatever.
Right, they
And-
come in and they're looking. I had
They're
one
looking
lady
for-
come one time, and she freaking bought like all of our perfect tees in her size. I think she bought 11 of them. She never
Yes.
even got to anything else.
Right.
Because she tried on that shirt and she's like, oh my God, this is like the best shirt ever. I love it. She loved the bow belt. And she bought like 11 perfect tees like in her size. I'm like, oh, we need to order these size. But so sometimes people will just come and they'll be like, well, I want to look at this. And, you know, everyone starts out with leggings.
Right.
And then they're like, oh my God, these are amazing. Let me try something else. And then they realize, wow, everything that they make feels like pajamas and you're comfortable every day. And and you look nice.
But yeah,
So.
like I don't even know if we have too many of our original pieces. But you have
I don't
to
think we really
too,
do.
like when we started, it was fall, and now it's summer, so
we backstock some stuff.
yeah, like we might
took away
bring
some,
out some more fall-looking stuff.
right.
You know, when it gets to that season, and then we'll put some of the summer stuff
Right.
away.
Yep.
You know.
New people that are joining. If you guys
Yeah.
have any questions, welcome to our
Yeah,
chat.
Kristen, that is true. It is easier to shop online when you have little ones. I agree.
It is. It is.
It is.
You know, but it's always nice to try on some different things. And people love that too. Like they come over and they're like, oh my gosh, you have like all these different styles. I've been wanting to try this, but nobody carries it. You know, so that can help you set you apart if you try
get
and
like
carry
a
some
style
stuff
that
no one else
that
carries.
nobody has like in your area. That will help you.
I would say, like, this is a big one. Who you think is going to be your biggest supporter is not.
Right.
Your close friends and maybe even your family.
You might say, I
are
have no
not
friends
always.
that are going to buy this.
Right.
I mean,
Our
really,
biggest customers
Crystal's,
are not our friends.
Besides, like, my sisters, Crystal's like one of my only friends,
That's
and
not
she's
true.
selling it with me. So who's
You
gonna
can't
buy
sell
it?
it to me. No,
You know, like I know people, but I would say, you know, I have a few friends, but it's not.
But they're
like-
not usually the ones that. I
Right.
don't feel like they're the ones that buy it from you. I'm always
Right.
harping on my mother because she's like, not, you know, she's like, oh, my arms are too this or blah blah blah. I'm like, she looks so adorable and everything.
Yes.
But anyhow, you know, she's a huge
Yes.
supporter of mine, by the way, because she's probably going to watch this.
And
she's
then-
always on our live
And then
sales
everybody
commenting.
always like says, "Oh, you girls are so young and you make it look so good." I was like, "My mom looks super adorable."
She does.
And
She had her Carly on
Carly's.
yesterday for
Yes,
the game.
it's like
and-
she's 5 foot. You know, she's not tall.
right.
She's not little. She looks adorable.
I know.
And she loves it. She feels so comfortable. She feels so stylish. She
Right.
goes to her little knitting group. And
Well,
all
Margaret.
the ladies are like, "I love your outfit." You
Margaret
know?
that had a party a couple weeks ago. I would say the majority of the people that were there were
50
older
plus,
than
yeah.
older than us, and she had one of the most successful parties in home
Right.
that we've ever hosted.
Right. But the one
We
lady,
need to tap
she was
into
like,
these
"I
people."
hate to say this." She's like, "I'm gonna have something nice to wear to a funeral."
I'm getting funeral
like-
clothes.
I was like, "Oh my gosh." She was like,
Jennifer.
"Oh
is
yeah,
that
she's
Jennifer?
Jennifer Brodsky."
What is the
does it
cost to
There's
start?
like 3 different plans to start up, and they're always changing their.
They're always changing what the package
what's in the
is.
packages.
But the first package is
it's around
5,000, and then like 6,500, and then 9,000. There's three.
There's
different
like 3
ones.
different tiers, and it's like.
But there's no fee like to join.
No.
You are buying your clothes, and then you're selling them.
Yes.
You're buying for wholesale. You're selling for retail.
Right.
And if it doesn't, someone was calling me. Sorry. If it doesn't work out, Lularoe will buy back 100%. They will ship you boxes to repackage up all your stuff, and then you just call the UPS man. He's at your door and takes your stuff back. You know, so that's pretty awesome. I love that they do that, because what company does that? Was there another question?
No, my like iPad went off.
Yeah.
So.
I can see that you have the largest inventory I have ever seen. I always try to send people to you. Thanks, Susan.
Oh, thank you.
We try.
You know, that's kind of what we want to
that was
be
like
known
our
for.
goal.
So.
We wanted to be a large in this area,
Mm-hmm.
because we can stay at home and we don't have to travel. You know, when it was at my house, I had a huge basement. She's got plenty of space in her basement, so we're like, well, why don't we just carry a ton of stuff, you know? And people usually come in, they're like, oh, this is amazing. It's like, you guys have so much stuff. I love this.
And then Pam says, "Will you tell us about Lularoe's success? This might help us understand what our success could be."
they have grown like so much. When we started, and like when I was checking into this back in last summer, a year ago, I think they had 30,000 consultants, something like that. And they have grown to, I think, around 100,000, maybe a little less. I'm not 100% sure on that number. And that, like, short of time. So that just tells you, like, what a demand there are. And their sales, like, as a company whole, just keep going up and up and up and up from what they're selling. They've built different warehouses and...
Yeah, they now have like another warehouse.
Right, they have, like, is it East Coast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, East Coast warehouse, but yeah.
And they, like when you order, they, like discount your order just a little bit.
On your initial package?
Yes.
Yeah, I
so
can't
that,
remember
that
exactly
way you're
what it was.
able to like give to, because that's what they're
all about giving, which is why there's
blessing
not
lives, you know.
That's why there's not discounts, that we don't do discounts too much on the clothes, is because number one, the clothes are worth it. But number two, they want they want us to give. And we love to give. Like, the more we make, the more we can give to others, which is, what we love to do. We want a team so blessed. We've already come up with our name, Team Bless, because we just love to bless other people. Got another question. What's the difference in the 3 packages besides the cost? The difference is just, like, how many pieces that you get. Like, the higher the cost of the package, the more pieces that you're gonna get.
Yes.
Or the more styles.
That's like
so
the more styles.
They'll add on like another style, and they'll add on more pieces. But as soon as you, like, even if you get, I think we got like the middle package or the lower package, and we just went on and ordered, because you can order right away as soon as you onboard. You do not you don't have to pay anything to like fill out your application or whatever until you get your call. When you get your call, that's when you have your funds ready, and that's when you pay for your inventory. So, if you're like on the fence about it, you can change your mind up until you get your call. Even when you get your call, you can say, oh, never mind, this isn't going to work out for me. We actually had a girl in Tennessee, and her husband was like in between, he's in the military, they were in between moving, and so she didn't take her call.
Right. So you don't have to, like...
You don't have to.
You don't have to sign up, if it's not that time, right? Right then and there.
This is a question I want to answer that probably no one's, I don't know if anyone's thought about it, but in our area there's been a few people that have quit lately, and people are saying, well, does that mean that Lularoe isn't doing well or whatever? Why are people quitting? And it's not because of the sales, because their sales are through the roof. And I mean, we're over here doing great, and I know like summer is a slower time, but we're still, we're putting in the time. I think you really get out what you put in. I mean, if you, and in the beginning it's a lot of work, and you got to try hard. And I think back when they didn't have as many consultants, it was easier for people, because they'd be like the only one in their area, so they didn't have to try too hard, and they didn't have to like show consistency or different things. So I think that you just get out what you put in, and we put in a lot of time, especially in the beginning. So I think that's like all. Does anyone else have any other questions? Can't think of any more questions that I would have. I feel like we've answered a lot of the questions. All the fabric is made and cut in the U.S.
Yes.
Besides leggings. I believe they make some of the leggings like overseas. And then all the fabric is shipped to be hand sewn, I believe, overseas. At different,
and then they do
places.
pay those overseas, those workers.
They pay them well.
What they should pay them here.
Yes.
Yes. That's what we've been told.
That's what they've told us. Which is good. And they totally stand behind their
Yeah, they
their
have
product.
like a happiness policy right now.
They've just changed that. Yep.
Yes, like
So you've got like a 30-day return policy, and you can return, or like where you get a full refund. And then I believe a 90-day exchange policy, and you can now exchange with other consultants, so we can take back, other people's stuff and return it or whatever. Which we've done a few times anyways before they even came out with this, just because you know, we
Yes.
want to help people out.
Yeah, I mean,
So.
it's, and then, and they're really good about, like, if you have any defects or, you know, holes or whatever, like, basically we just take a picture of it, tell, like, what's wrong with it, and send it to them, and they, you know, there's nothing like that we have to prove all this stuff to get a refund or a credit.
No,
you know,
it's
so
pretty- it's fairly easy.
really, it's really
Got
easy.
another question here. Is there any way to see if there is anyone selling in your area besides on the Lularoe map?
No,
Like,
that's-
I think that's the only way. Like, when we started, and people aren't registered on there. I
Yeah,
don't even know
it's
if we're on
only
there.
it's only if people
only if
register,
people register
on, there,
on there.
Danielle.
Are you local, Danielle? To where do you live? Because I searched that out here. I just searched on Facebook and stuff too, because that was a big question of mine. Well, how many other consultants are there in our area? And Marysville. Okay, this is where you live.
Yes.
I think there's like 2 or 3 people over here in
Right.
Marysville. But I just went on and I know a few people have like stopped doing it lately, but I mean, I think that there's got to be at least 20 or more in our area, and we're over here still doing like really great. And that made me nervous when we
Right.
first started. I was like, well, I need to know how many people there are and how many, you know,
Right.
whatever, because I like kind of freaked out.
And
But
we can't get into like
the fact that we all get different stuff. A lot of
Yes.
our customers shop from other people, and that's fine. I mean, we shop from other people.
yes,
If we don't, I mean, we don't keep
if
everything
there's
of
something
ours.
specifically we
Like,
want to find or something.
So, I mean, I feel like
we're not
once
lucky to
people
get it.
are just like, I mean, it's great to have a local person, I think, for sure. Like,
Yes.
or a couple people that you
So
can
you can
kind of trust.
swap, or like we've had other local consultants who are like, oh my gosh, I need leggings and I'm not going to get a shipment in time.
And so we'll
Is
just
there
sell
any
them some of
time
our
you
stuff.
can, like, if there's, you know, can buy some leggings from you because you have
Right.
like this pop up? So it's great to like collaborate with others
Right.
and to have more of a team atmosphere, even though we're not on the same team,
Right.
than like a competition.
Well,
So, and I think that's why, you know, we always all have different stuff.
right.
So it's
And
not
I
a
mean,
competition.
like, you can travel too. Like, you don't have to just be here. You can reach out to find other people. I mean, I'm always looking to reach out and find other customers, you know, from other states. We've done some advertising and things like that just to kind of bring some more people into it. But I know the owner, Deanne, when she first started, she would travel, you know, for a weekend and go 3-4 hours away and, you know, just sell
Yes.
some stuff.
because
and
she started off with the maxi skirt.
you never know
Yeah.
you know, when you can sell either. We went out garage sailing a couple weeks ago, and Kelly was like, you know, we've got these Disney leggings in. We're going garage sailing. Why don't we just bring them with us? We sold like $250 worth of Disney leggings walking around to garage
We
sales.
just people scratch some
It
money.
was great.
Sorry.
They all had cash. They were ready to buy. I mean, a couple of them had some Disney trips.
Yeah.
It was genius. So you never know. Like, you could just go to the doctor's office and take a pack of,
She's
you know,
done
some
that
leggings.
before.
I've done that.
We've gotten, like,
my
some-
hairstylist, I took a huge bag in, and, you know, everyone's looking through it, and you never know. And we
Right.
give away random, like, when we run into people, or if we had good service at a restaurant, I'll give someone a pair of leggings. And you know, sometimes they just take the free leggings, and sometimes they become, like, one of our best customers I met in a doctor's appointment, and her scrubs looked like Lularoe, and I'm like, oh my gosh, your scrubs look like a Lularoe print. And she's like, oh, yeah, I've always wanted to try that. I'm like, oh, really? Well, let me tell you that I'm a consultant, and I'd love for you to come over. And she has shopped from us and has fallen in love with the clothes, and you just never know. I don't feel like it's oversaturated or...
And I still
know.
feel like even though people have heard of Lularoe, sometimes they just think it's leggings.
They do.
They
I can't tell
just
you how
think
many
it's
people...
leggings, and then
So many
we are
people.
like, I'm wearing a dress, or
They're like,
I'm
what?
wearing-
That's Lularoe? A white shirt? Really? Wow. You know, I thought it was only like crazy patterns.
yes,
like,
because they're like, oh, I can't do those patterns.
right.
And you're like, well, you can, you know, there's
Can you
quite
do a
few.
plain shirt? Oh, well. I mean, they've got everything. They really cover every size and every age.
I think they don't for flea markets.
Did you
Like
set up a flea market?
anytime
I
you
don't
do
know.
any sort of venues,
you have to, like,
you
get approval.
have to get like approval from the company, and which is super easy. Like, we're doing a fundraiser on Friday. I messaged them on Thursday,
They get
say-
back with you
and
so fast.
we had approval by Monday or something.
Right.
We had
I'm
approval.
excited about this. This is
for
our
the
first
fundraiser.
I've heard
Yeah.
people do really well. Just to, like, meet some new people, you have to sometimes do...
Like, we've done some
Some of
a
these
vendor
community-
event with other Lularoe
Yep.
people there. So we had to say that we had to get approval for that. You
Yep.
just go in writing, just send them an email and they just say you
Super
have
easy.
approval for that day. I'm not sure about the flea markets. I think what they want to do is they want you to have, get like on a personal level with people. Like that's why they want you to do these in-home pop-ups.
Right.
Where people are gathering together and having like a, just a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we are doing this online, which is a great aspect of the business, but
Right.
then the other part is meeting people.
I mean, that's our
and making those connections.
favorite
That's our
part.
favorite part.
I mean, we do love
and that's,
our
I
live
think
sales,
what
but
the founder
yes.
she likes.
Yeah, they want you to connect with people, for sure. And it's pretty. It's not. I don't feel like it's too hard to get people to come over to a Lularoe party, really, because
Yes.
you're not going and listening to a spiel on. I mean, we barely talk about people joining the business.
No.
We never talk about it at a party. Only if someone asks.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should, because I
Maybe
keep
we
seeing
should
different
talk
people
about it
pop
at a
up that I
time.
know, and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't they sign up under us? But, yeah, I don't feel like it's hard to get people really to come over if their schedule is open. Like, you're coming over and you're shopping with all your best friends. Why they tell you look amazing in clothes? Who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, anyhow, does anyone have any other questions for us about anything? Anything at
Oh,
all?
I can't see on this thing.
I know we're getting into the sun
We're
is
getting-
creeping over.
Yes, and I have like a black screen of
Oh,
death.
I
on
see
this thing.
some loves are coming across.
Loves.
It's probably because the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
It's harder probably a
that's
little bit
true.
to reach out here, but
It is.
the last question was just, could you sell at a flea market? I do know people sell at craft shows.
They do at scrap shows.
People
I
do really well. We have not done a craft show yet, but people do really well at craft shows. I've heard of people selling like $3,000 to $5,000
Right.
at a craft show.
Yes.
We haven't done that yet. We should probably do that. What's the best craft show?
That you know. No, so we can go.
But anyhow, if you're interested and you have any other questions, we're an open book about stuff when if anyone has any other questions about anything. Other than that, can't think of anything. You can just message us if you want to join, or if you're interested in joining. But we'll wait another minute here. Craft show is great in the area. Well, maybe we should do that craft show, Susan. Maybe that would be a good one to do. Susan said we should do a Port Huron PHHS craft show is great in this area. Sometimes they don't take a bunch of consultants too. I don't think they'll take more than one at some of those different things.
Oh,
but
yes. Yes.
yeah, you never know. So I don't know if you think of anything else that we need to...
I think we covered it. And
think
like,
so.
Crystal's
Message
the
us.
messenger.
Message
So
me.
feel free to message her.
We can, and if you're local and you want to set up like a personal time to meet and talk about it
Yeah.
too, we are open to doing that. Or if you're not local, I know like the girl that I was talking about in Tennessee that, her husband moved or whatever, her mom and I and her, we did a FaceTime chat, and I, told her all about it or whatever. And, if you do join, we also like to send a bunch of links from stuff that we've bought. Racks that we found out, okay, these racks break, don't get these racks. Or, totes or whatever. I have like links to all that, to get you started. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of this beautiful day, and we had fun just sitting out here chatting.
Man.
That was kinda
This is
fun.
a lot of work.
It's kind of nice. You don't have to hold any clothes up. We just sit here and
Yeah,
chat. It's
yeah.
kind of nice,
It
and it's
is
a
really
beautiful
nice.
day. So anyhow, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and thanks for joining us
Yes,
today.
we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.